Hello guys, it's Zig&Zag. I hope you're doing well. Today the topic is the combination of letters to make a particular sound, and especially the combinations between a vowel and a consonant. Alright, so the first sound we're going to talk about is the sound un. Well, it might seem difficult, I agree, but actually it's simple. So all of these are pronounced the same way. Alright, so for example, if you have an A followed by an I and an N, you would say un, as in the word pain, so it means bread. It's the same sound for an E and an I and an N, so peindre, to paint. It's the same sound for an E followed by an N, so as in chien. Again, it's the same if you have an I followed by an N, so as in vin, wine. If the I followed by an N is followed by a P or a B, it becomes I am. Alright, so you won't say, well, it's like in English, you won't say impossible, you say impossible with an M, not an N. So in French, the pronunciation would not change, but the spelling will. So you say impossible. The last form of it, of the sound, is if you have a U followed by an N, you will say un as well. So as in the word un, which means one, as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it could mean, well, it can mean also un, as in meaning, for example, a table. No, not a table because it's feminine. A computer. In French, it's un ordinateur. And it is also in the word emprunter, which means to borrow something. So emprunter. Alright, so the next sound is actually similar to the previous one. It's pronounced ouin. You have an O followed by an I and followed by an N. So it's like moins. Some people say moins, so it depends on the people. You can or not pronounce the S. Yeah, so foin, coin, soin. Alright, okay, so next sound is on. So it's very common in French, like a ballon, un plafond, non. Alright, it's also a word on its own, so on meaning we, but in French, we have nous meaning we and on meaning we. On's more familiar, and it is strangely singular, even if it means we. If this sound is followed by a P or a B, it will be written OM, so ombre, lombric, plomb, so it's silent but we still write OM, and compas, so it's the thing to make circles, there is an exception here because the word nom, which means name, like a name, what's your name, it's written NOM. Yes, this is a particular case. So it's the shun endings in English. Actually, they're the same because they come from French, and in French it's pronounced sion. So sion. All right. So admiration, action, éducation. There's an exception. Exception in French is exception as well. So there's an exception to this spelling rule, which is connexion. In English, it's written with C and T, and in French, it's written with an X. So we say connexion, so it's the same sound, but it's not the same spelling. Alright. By the way, I'm sorry about this little thing. It should be on top of the O. Here, it should be on top of the E, of the un, sorry. Well, E, and here as well. So, alright, that's all for this particular ending. Now, yeah, it should be on top of the A here. You have this sound which is en, so it's very common in French as well. So you have it in the word of the country. So France, oops, sorry, France. It can be written with an. Well, here it's an. Here it's en, and rencontrer. So it's en. Rencontrer. France. Ambulance. Emmener. So here it's written with an M, just because it's before a P or a B. So ambulance, you don't write an, you write am, and emmener. Well, here with the ni, it's also before an am. So you say emmener, you don't say emmener. All right. There is an exception to this rule. You know, the word enivrant has just one n. So the n changes the pronunciation of the e, but it keeps its n pronunciation at the same time. Alright? So next we will talk about the combination of two consonants. Actually, I'm pretty sure that there are only two cases here. So the sh sound and the ny sound. So I'm gonna first talk about this one. So sh. In French, you have different spelling for this sound. So the first one and the most common one is ch, like in the word chat. So it means a cat. So it's written ch, but can also be sch, as in the word schema. So it means a pattern or a drawing, and you can have the sh sound with well, by combining an s and an h. All right. So as in the word shampoing in French, which means of course shampoo in English. So alright, in French you can write it with only one O or with two O's. It doesn't matter. Alright, but do not forget the silent G at the end. Alright, so now let's talk about this one here. This guy is pronounced nia. So it's like if you know Spanish, or if you're Spanish, you know this sound, and it's like the N with a little you know, wave on it. Wave or tide, anyway. So it's like this letter in Spanish, so it's the same sound as in montagne, which means mountain in English. You have to be careful though, because sometimes you have these writings, so sch or ch, for the sound sh, and it's not pronounced sh. It's for this one, it's pronounced sk sometimes, so as in schizophrène. And if you have a ch word, it can be pronounced as a k, like k. So cholesterol. We don't say cholesterol, alright? We say cholesterol, like in English. And for the ny sound, sometimes it's spelled as if it was ny, but we pronounce it as in English, so gn, as in stagner. We don't say stagner. We say stagner. So it's stagnate. I'm sorry, I've just realized I've missed some sounds here. So alright, I'm gonna go on. The first one is the sound yeah. so which can be produced by putting the letter I with two R's after, like in the word mouiller, I-R-L, dérailler, I-R-L, merveille, I-R-L, and pareil. Well, oops, shouldn't be here actually, so pareil would be here. So you can also have this combination to make the sound, so like in the word pareil, rail, and I. Alright, so now I'm going to talk about when you add a Y after an A. So like in the word payer, I told you about that in the third part of the French alphabet. And remember that I told you that you don't pronounce it payer, you say payer, because the Y acts as if it was two I's together, so it's as if it was written like that. So remember, when you put an I after an A, you get the sound E, and you have this Y here, which makes the sound Y, so it's payer. It's the same rule basically when you add a Y after an O, so you get the sound Y, like in the word royal here. It comes from the word roi, which means king in French, so roi. Remember that when you put a Y after an O, you get the sound wa. So it's like this here was written like that. So it's pronounced royal, as you see in the phonetics transcription here, royal. Alright, so now the last sound I wanted to tell you about was the sound, is the sound E, which you can get with the letter E and an R, like in the word écouter or manger. It means to listen to and to eat. So this could be a verb ending, alright? But this could be as well what I would call a job ending. It's like, well, it's in many words that describes a job, you know, like a plombier in French, which means a plumber. So you pronounce the B as well in French. You have also like cuisinier, pâtissier. All those jobs end in ER, right? And you have it also in some nouns, like in chandelier, which doesn't mean chandelier in English, actually. It's more like a candlestick, alright? I guess, yes, that's all for today. Alright, so thank you for watching this video. I hope my explanations are clear. If it's not, please let me know. You can comment, you can like, you can subscribe and share my video as you like, or you can do nothing of that. It's not English, right? I don't know. You can do none of that. Right, so I hope you'll have a good day or good night, and I'll see you guys. Bye bye.